vincontroller.eu. Check vehicle history for every used car in Europe. Hey, so what do you say about this beauty? You better get lost in 20 seconds. Ah, come on, man. It's not that bad, is it? Actually it is. Is it worse than the Beetle? Very much so. Oh my. But you can save it, right? Of course I can. Well, that's great news then. I was getting scared we had to find somebody else. Okay, now some info about the car. The rear bonnet has been painted, and so has the hood. And the rest of the car is, well, let's say inconsistent. Various pieces of this car have been painted. Yeah, it's obvious. I don't think you need to look hard to find some orange peel in here. To be frank, it's everywhere. Yeah, but if you look here, some spots are worse than others. Jesus Christ. Okay, we'll make a show car out of it. I'm counting on that. Now the interior. Well, let's say it's...
Wow.
Okay, now's your time to leave. Well, what can I say? Some parts were replaced and some weren't. But look at the elbow rest. That's leather. Oh, really? That's leather? Wait, it's not. It's just really dirty. I've never seen it this bad. It's so dirty it's turning into leather. Come on, it's not that bad. A good salesman would call that a patina. That usually raises the value. Has anybody ever cared for this car? So how much time do we have? I mean, you can do it in a day, right? We'll come back for it in the evening. Well, I'm going to need at least 2 weeks for this. Oh, well, let me think about it. We're giving it away on Saturday. Today's Tuesday, so we have 4 days. That's manageable. So, right now we're standing next to a pre-washed car. It's really bad to wash a car on the carpet. So we took the car to a pressure washer and washed it. Then we took it back so that it can dry up inside. So, what are the next steps? Well, we'll definitely start with the clay bar. We can even show the viewers what it is and what it does on this car. You don't see that every day. Oh, can I try it? You'll definitely try it, alright? We'll use the clay bar to catch all the grime and dirt that's in the paint, because you can't remove those with a pressure wash. And I have a small trick. Try going over the paint with a hand. I'm sure you won't feel any imperfections now. It seems absolutely smooth. Yeah, it does. Now put your hand in this plastic bag. Into the plastic bag? Yeah, and try it again. Oh, it's like sandpaper. How's it possible that I didn't feel this by hand? The plastic bag just magnifies the effect. Yeah, it's completely smooth now. And now I can clearly feel all the bumps. I wouldn't even think to do this. So this is the secret I wasn't supposed to share. Not really, I'm sure many people know this. We'll get rid of all those bumps with a clay bar. We'll lubricate the hood with a special product for clay barring, and this is the clay bar. Looks like this, you can play around with it. Oh, it's rubbery and a bit sticky. It really looks like colored clay. So this sticks all the dirt to itself, right? Yes, this picks all the dirt and grime from the paint. All of it gets stuck to the clay bar. But of course, after using it on 2 cars, you have to throw it out. Because it's just full of dirt. You just go over the paint with it, and you have to do it everywhere. Because otherwise, it's useless. You can try it. It's really simple. Oh! You can feel some resistance. And how hard should I push it into the paint? I don't want to destroy it. You won't destroy the paint, maybe we'll just have more work later. Now it's starting to stick to the paint. If it starts sticking, you have to use more lubrication. That applies to you at home as well. So now I have to do this over the whole car? Yep, we have to go over every single painted part. And how much time do you usually spend doing this? Or how much time do I spend? Well, we can test how long it takes you. Why did I open my mouth this time? Okay, so I just need to do this over every single painted part over the whole car. Is there a special procedure for all these edges? I won't get inside, but I'm still going over it. You don't actually have to do the edges. We won't get there with a polishing wheel anyways. This step is a preparation for paint polish. So the edges are not so important. Okay, so you're done, right? Yep. Show me what you've gathered from the paint. What I've gathered? Oh, right, it stays in the clay bar. Yeah, it all sticks to the clay bar. All these black dots were in the paint previously. All of this is dirt and grime, which you won't get out of the paint otherwise. So that's why you have to fold the clay over. So everything that was on the hood is now inside the clay bar. And that's only the hood. Oh god, that's a whole lot of work left to be done. Now it's incredibly dirty. So all this was on the bottom of the doors. Yep, that's just the bottom of the doors. And if you don't turn it around, and you come back to the paint, you're going to scratch the car. Oh, so it's like going over the paint with a sandpaper. Yeah, that's why we don't offer this separately. Since this always scratches the paint a bit, you always have to polish the paint afterwards. Although we're removing the dirt, we're also scratching the paint as well. Even though it was cleaned and polished, you always scratch the paint with a clay bar. Always? So there's nothing that can be done? That's right. There's 1.5 hours of work behind us, and we've clay barred the whole car. Everything's now decontaminated, the hood, the mirrors, the roof, and all the dirt's gone. So what's next? Now I'll show you what you removed. You've seen a bit of it in the clay bar, and you'll see the other part right now. Just a clean microfiber towel, and look how much you've removed now. This is the result. All this was removed as well, but it didn't stick to the clay bar. And the next step is, now we're going to pressure wash it again, and then the car's getting polished. Let's do it. First, we have to cover all the unpainted parts with a masking tape. All the rubber seals, the plastics, because when we go over them with a polishing wheel, or rather, when you do, wait, me? You can completely destroy them. Yeah, you'll try the whole process. That's a lot of responsibility, man. I mean, it's your car. Well, it's been gifted to us, and we're gifting it to somebody else. I don't want this responsibility. Come on, you can do it, alright? So now we'll mask all the unpainted bits. Here's the tape. Here are the bits. I have to keep to the edges, right? Exactly. But please watch over me. It's only a paper tape. We can always redo it. I swear I'm doing it wrong. Doesn't matter. I'll redo it. Oh, I'm good at this. You're a quick learner. You can mask it in one piece, or cut the tape if the part's curvy. Sorry guys, this is going to take a long time. I don't think that's good. But since this part is curved, we have to do it perfectly. Now's the time to polish the paint. And I have to tell you, I've seen 19-step polish on some websites. I have no idea what that means. Neither do I. We only offer 2 types of polishing. You either have the car polished, or you don't. Or maybe a single-stage polish, where we just go over the car with this pad. A foam pad like this, which makes for a better contrast for the color. The paint shines a bit more, but that's about it. So that's the base, absolute base. But that's not what we're doing right now. No, we're going to polish it perfectly. Okay, let's do it. What do you need for this? Well, we have this coarse pad, which takes off the most clear coat. Then we're using a low-grade polishing compound. This one is from Rupes. And then we move it on to the finer grades, right? Yeah. So, you want to try this? Me again? Okay. Are you sure? Is there nothing I can break? Well, you can break a lot, but I'm standing next to you. Okay, but first show me how it's done, and then I can try it. But you'll see how much stuff we can take off the paint right now. Even after all the cleaning, clay barring, well, you'll see for yourself how much comes off. Cable behind the back? Alright, so that we don't scratch the scratched car. And let's start polishing. Nice. Let's wipe it off. and you have to look at the reflections. Well, this is a million times better. I'm sure it still needs some polishing. Yeah, we'll polish it until those scratches are gone. Well, at least those that are not too deep. So we can't get rid of the deep ones. If the scratch goes through the clear coat of the paint, we can't polish that off. But this is a huge difference. Are you sure you want me to destroy it? Of course. How hard should I push into it? Just lay your hand on top of it. The weight of your hand is enough. There's no need to push it into the paint. There's only one thing to keep in mind. This foam pad has to always rotate. So I should never stay in one place. I have to move it around, right? Well, on the first polishing machines, the pad was just rotating. And that was creating a lot of heat back in the day. You had to move quite a bit not to burn the paint. But these new eccentric ones are actually cooled nicely. They don't heat the paint up as much, so the chance of you burning the paint is low. I'll never say never. Okay, so it's very important for the pad to be rotating at all times. If you stay in one place, you have to rotate the machine a bit so that it still rotates. Got it? Got it? Okay, 4 small dots. Thereabouts. You can use 3 as well, it's up to you. But this is a good start. So now it's my time to shine. There you go, cable over the shoulder. Okay, and where should I start? You can polish the same place, or we can pick a new spot. But you always turn it on when it's touching the paint. It's good to know that. Lay it down. Turn it on. Is that good? Excellent. A bit slower maybe. A bit slower? Okay. And what now? How long should I continue? Until the scratches are gone. You always have to check the reflections. Should I continue? Well, since you turned it off, let's look at the damage you caused. So I've completely destroyed it. No, you haven't. Oh my god, are you for real? I'm a natural at this. Maybe I should stop working here. I mean, you can. Oh, and I can see the dirt in the pad. Yup. After all the cleaning and clay barring, look how much dirt is still there. So now on to the rest of the car. So this takes 1 day of work? Not really. When the paint is this badly damaged, that's 3 days. 3 days. Guess I'll leave you to your work then, because I feel like I'm holding you all up. Now we're going to remove the wheel, because that's getting detailed as well, along with all the other bits around. Well, we're going to clean everything we can. The whole fender lining, the control arms in here. Everything's going to be squeaky clean. And since we've already used some aggressive compounds on the wheel, and the brake dust still isn't going off, we're going to clean it another way. And after we're completely done with the wheels, we're putting them back on, alright? So, now the wheel is completely clean. So, what were the things we were taking off the wheel? Well, there was a load of brake dust. Some rubber from the tires, because when we're tuning, that gets on the wheels as well. Some asphalt, and basically any other dirt that doesn't go off normally. I see, so we had to use special compounds and chemicals to get it off. Of course, this is nowhere near perfection. That would take way longer. That's okay, the paint was a priority, and the rims get dirty anyways. I'm guessing they'll look the same in a month. But they're going to be a lot easier to clean in a month, I can tell you that much. So the rims are done. So, now on to the whole wheel well, right? Yep, let's do it. Okay, I see there's still a whole lot of polishing left to be done. But since we actually have to film other videos in the meantime, I'd really love to help you out, but I think I'll leave it to the professionals. And in a few seconds, for us a few days, we're going to come back for the car and see the results. I'm looking forward to that. See ya. Bye. 3 days have passed, And you've polished the car as much as humanly possible, day and night. And the Audi is finally clean, so let's look at the results. I have to say, I think you changed the car for another one. The car was absolutely filthy. We've never washed it. Because why would we? We knew it was getting detailed. Looks like the previous owners didn't wash it as well. That's actually fairly possible. It did get washed a few times, but I'm pretty sure it didn't get professional attention. What do you think? I doubt it ever did. But there are a few scratches we really couldn't polish. Like this nice deep scratch through the paint. But as you said, there's no way you could polish it once it goes through the clear coat. Yeah, I'm afraid we can't save it. There's nothing to polish. So the only solution there is to repaint it. I would actually repaint the whole car. That's an option as well. But since this is a 20-year-old car, and it's going to be a workhorse for a family with kids, then I think in this case, I think it's understandable that this car didn't get the same treatment a Ferrari would. This was all about getting the car to look good, to be safe, and have good driving characteristics. And most importantly, clean. The paint is shiny, and the interior looks a million times better. I genuinely thought you swapped the car for another one. I couldn't believe my eyes when I first saw it, because it certainly would be easier. But apparently, they actually did clean the old car. Of course we did. So, the car finally smells nice, and is really easy on the eyes. So, the next step for us is a technical checkup, and we can give it away. Thank you very much for all the work you've done. The car finally looks as good as it can. And thank you for showing me how it's done. So if everything goes wrong, I think you have a spot for me. Of course I do. We thank you very much for choosing us, and we wish the family many happy kilometers. Thanks. We'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.